What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 100% Chelsea, and Chelsea have just beaten Fulham 2-1. We're outside Craven Cottage, and it's our first back-to-back wins in ages. I'm here with Cameron. Let's go straight into the lineup. So let's start out with Kepa now. He had that one shaky mistake at the start, and that was it. The rest was just him saving us.
Yeah, people have been bantering Kepa, the substitution, all that shit. Everyone's chatting bare rubbish and that. But regardless of what happened in the final, Kepa, he stepped up today. He stepped up today, and he's already won the fans back over. You saw the Kepa chance today. The fans support him, and personally, I support him as well. He's done a great job today, and I'm gonna give him a 9, you know. Because even though he had that one little fuck up in the first half, he kept us in the game. Yeah. He kept us in the game big time in that second half.
That's learning from your mistakes as well.
Exactly. He handled the pressure very well today, especially after the final as well.
All right, let's go to Azpilicueta now. I don't think he was that bad today.
I don't think it was bad at all. To be honest, he did look a bit fatigued. I will give him that. But he gave it his all for the 90 minutes. Defensively, I thought he was much better. I thought he was much better today, and he was probably one of the best players on the pitch today. Probably one of the best players on the pitch. I mean, not a lot of people realise, but he was solid defensively. He was solid, and I'm going to give him a 7.
All right, let's go on to Antonio Rudiger now. I'm probably going to repeat myself from Andreas Christensen as well, but I think both of them were the same. They were shaky at the start, but towards the second half, they came more into their own, and they started to get better. And I think they were better off. Yeah,
I think as well with Rudiger, in the second half, we got to see, well, in the entirety of the game today, we got to see his long balls were much better today. His passing, he got to make a lot more passes today. He was decent.
I thought first half he wasn't that great, to be honest.
Yeah, second half, I think his passing was decent. I do think it was decent, especially because we ain't seen that much great passing from Rudiger so far this season. I think last season we saw a lot more great over-the-head balls from Rudiger, and today it was reminiscent of that. So I was quite happy with that. So I'm going to give Rudiger, I'll give him a 7.
All right, Andreas Christensen, I'll say the same thing. He was shaky at the start, came more into his own in the second half, and had a better performance.
Yeah, he had a much better performance. I mean, I was happy to see him come in today as well to see how we do against the opposition, and he handled himself quite well. I think he caused Mitrovic a few problems here and there, even though Mitrovic is a big, aggressive guy, so he's going to be hard to handle. But I think he done well. He done what he needed to do, and he gets a 7 as well.
All right, moving on to Emerson now. I think he was at fault for the first goal because he didn't mark the back post.
He was.
I didn't think it was the best performance from him today.
It wasn't the Emerson that we've been talking about all season.
Yeah.
I think he still had a fair enough game, but for that first goal, he was asleep, fam. He was asleep. I don't understand how man could run outwards and then run back in, and then just get a free header like it was nothing. Emerson should have been on him, and because of that, I have to give him a 6 because it wasn't one of his best. It wasn't one of his best games of the season, but I feel that he still needs consistent time in the Premier League to maybe get out of his show a little bit. He needs to get out of his show a little bit, and he wasn't at his best today, but I thought he was okay. He was okay.
All right, let's go on to Jorginho now. First goal for Chelsea today. He had a lot of very good through balls to Higuain as well, which we'll go on to Higuain later on.
Yeah.
Jorginho's performance today, and I get it's Fulham and everything, but some of you man go on like he's one of the worst signings we've ever had. And I think he's proven a couple people wrong today.
You know, I feel like I need to give him an 8. I feel like I'm going to give him an 8 because even though, you know what, sometimes he'll get pushed off the ball a little bit, but his passing today was immense. His passing was immense. He kept the midfield together very well. Kept the midfield together very well. And them overhead balls, I feel like people underrate him because we don't necessarily see overhead balls and maybe passes in behind, or how can I say, putting people through on goal. He doesn't always do that, so that's maybe why people don't really see how good he actually is. But today we saw that a lot more. As you said, playing the balls through to Higuain. I saw in the second half as well, he was playing the balls through to Willian. I was very happy with his performance today, so he gets an 8.
All right, moving on to N'Golo Kante now. I think Kante has a very high standard that he's always set for himself, and it's really hard to ever see him have a bad game. I think today was, I don't think it was going to be one of those up there Kante performances, but it's one of those consistent ones.
Yeah, he done exactly what he needed to do. It was nothing exquisite, nothing extravagant, nothing to blow your mind, but he done what he needed to do. Going forward, great decision making the simple passes, but the necessary passes, and going back, he was defending them balls. He was defending them balls and he was sticking in tackles, so he gets a 7 from me today.
Moving on to Ross Barkley now. I'm sorry, it was another poor performance from him today, and I'm just going to go out and say we do need to get rid of him in the summer.
100%. I don't understand how we still started this game today. I'm not sure if Ruben's not fit or something like that, but Ruben should have started ahead of him. Or even Kovacic should have started ahead of him. Either way, he should be third in the pecking order and he's starting games. I don't understand why. For me, he was the worst player on the pitch for us today. the worst player on the pitch for us today, and I give him a 5 because, especially considering the opposition, I expected to see something. Fulham are in a relegation zone, fam. Like, what are you doing? It was not good enough. I mean, I don't like sticking it on him, but I don't feel he's good enough. I don't feel he's good enough. Exactly, I'm being honest. Like, I don't think he's good enough, so he gets a 5.
All right, moving on to Eden Hazard now. I think he was usually triple marked as usual, and he had a couple of good, very creative moments, but I don't feel like a lot of people were on the end of his crosses or on the end or trying to receive any of the rebounds from the shots. I think he was held back a little bit today.
You can see that he did struggle a little bit today, but he was still a great creative outlook, making the runs in behind and utilising the space that was there, even when he has got 3 men on him. I mean, he didn't really get any chances to shoot or any one-on-one chances, nothing like that, but creatively, I thought he was great. And especially his runs behind, they helped create space for Higuain as well. So I'm going to give Hazard a 7 today.
All right, let's go to Willian now. And I thought he was the same as Hazard to an extent. He had his creative moments, and I'm not going to say he had a bad game, but he just had some of them Willian moments again.
He did. He had a few moments, but I was still quite happy with his performance, especially considering that it is Willian. No offence to him, but he done decent today. He did do decent today, defending this side a bit, and I see him and Emerson. I can tell they like playing together. I can tell they get along. Even when they're walking out, fam, I see them walk together, busting banter and that. You can tell they get along quite well, and I want to see a little bit more of that in Europa League, because in Europa League we see them come out a bit more, and the link up is there, and they take on people on. But today, I don't feel Willian was at his best, so I feel I'm going to give him a 6. I'm going to give him a 6.
All right, let's go to the last player in the starting 11, Gonzalo Higuain. Now, don't think he had a terrible game. I think he got the goal, obviously, but I think his problem is the same thing I said on my fan cam. If I'm Higuain, I'm thinking I should have got a couple more goals today. There was a couple of chances that he really should have done better on.
I think it's going to sound quite harsh, but Higuain could have walked out that first half with a hat-trick. He could have walked out with a hat-trick. He had the one chance which he took. He had the one chance that he took. He had another chance that he just didn't shoot. He had the space, and it looked like he had a clear shot on goal, and he just didn't take the shot. And I was like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. Like, you got to be burying that. And then the other one where he's 1-on-1, he skies it over the bar. Like, Higuain, he had a great game. I think bar the shooting. Even though he did get the goal, it wasn't a great performance. It wasn't his best. He had the chances today, which I've been saying a lot this season. He hasn't been given the chances, but today he had them and he didn't take them. He could have walked out with a few more today, but he did get the goal. It was a crucial goal and it was a great finish. So I'm going to give him a 7, but I still want to see improvements from Higuain.
All right, let's roll through the substitutes quickly. First off, Mateo Kovacic.
I thought he done well. He done well in the regista role, especially for Jorginho, because Jorginho did look a bit tired at the end. His pass was decent. He was sticking in tackles. He just done what he needed to do. It was nothing amazing from him, so I'm just going to give him a 6.
All right, and who was the other one? Loftus-Cheek.
Yep. Loftus-Cheek came on and he looked decent. I prefer him playing off Barkley. We look a lot better going forward. When he's got the ball at his feet, he's a better dribbler. He makes much better runs as well. His runs, even though he didn't necessarily receive the ball in those areas, when he makes those runs, it creates space. It creates that tiny bit of space for Higuain or for the wing on the left-hand side. It does that, and I know he didn't do that much when he came on as in getting a goal or getting an assist, but we need to see him more. If you give him 90 minutes, I'm sure that we'll see something come from him. So I'm going to give him a 6 because he done the usual, but he still done well when he came on.
All right, and last rating, Pedro. Yeah, it's fucking pissing.
Pedro came on for Hazard. He done well. I thought he done well. He didn't do that much. But he didn't need to do that much, especially because we didn't have much of the ball in the second half. So I'm going to give him a 6, an average performance when he came off the bench. But there was nothing more he could have done, in my opinion. Nothing more he could have done.
All right, well, this is your player ratings for Fulham 1, Chelsea 2. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of our ratings down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to 100% Chelsea. Don't forget to check out Cameron's channel as well.
Cam's UTC.
Don't forget to check out Carefree Lewis G as well. And we will see you on Thursday for Chelsea versus Dynamo Kiev in the Europa League. Up the Chelsea.